Coming up today, we're chatting with Naomi and Alex from the Carrington Folk Festival with a cheeky ticket giveaway.
We should make something like this in Newcastle. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Of course.
Dan will tell you how you can win a double pass to see Charlie Crockett this weekend at Bar on the Hill. And I'll tell you about this year's Newcastle Comedy Festival. Produced on Awabakal and Warramai land, this is The Good Stuff powered by BYD on Newcastle Live.
This is
Good.
good stuff.
The good stuff.
The 2024 Newcastle Comedy Festival has just announced its first artist lineup. The first lineup includes Nick Capper, Melanie Bracewell, Cameron James and Daniel Muggleton. This year's festival will kick off on the 28th of June. To find out more, head on over to newcastlelive.com.au. The inaugural Carrington Folk Festival is just under a month away. We're joined by Alex and Naomi to chat about the big day. Thank you so much for coming in. It's great to have you in. Tell me about Carrington Folk Festival. How did it come about?
Well, I saw Alex at Dorigo Folk Festival, which is another wonderful folk festival. And
Before that, I'd seen and interviewed Naomi, I think, for an article at a National Folk Festival.
True, yeah.
Naomi just always was, wherever she was, she has this energy, just like chaotic joy.
True.
And I was like, she is so much fun.
That
she's
should be
also
in your bio, right? Chaotic joy.
Chaotic joy,
But
yeah.
also, it's very important to mention, besides that I loved her energy,
Yeah.
she's a very talented musician.
Yeah.
And I slid into her DMs on Instagram and said, do you want to do a thing?
Yeah. Well, I think it started, yeah. After seeing each other around, we saw each other at Dorigo Folk Festival, and Alex came up to me, we should make something like this in Newcastle. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Of course. And kind of like, was, yeah, keen on it, but also didn't think it would become a concrete thing necessarily.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, hypothetically. And then she sent me a message, and then here we are. We actually have started making it happen, which is really exciting.
Yes.
And a bit scary, but really exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yes.
So what made Dorigo so special that you wanted to bring it here to Newcastle? And what do you want to capture from that?
Good question.
Dorigo is just one of the most, it was my first time there. You've probably maybe been a few times, but it just blew me out of the water. It's just such a magical experience, really talented music, just such a community feel, I'd say. Like, National Folk Festival does this too. You'll be hard pressed to find a folk festival that isn't really like warm. But I mean, I was just wrapping up when I think I mentioned it to Naomi, and I thought, like, obviously we are not going, it isn't, what we're doing is not a 3-day festival. We are doing a 1-day festival just to test the waters. We're feeling really inspired at the end of it, and we said, let's see what we can come up with. And we started chatting. We were meeting up in Carrington, coming up with different locations. We had a few different maybes, and then we ran into Earp Distilling
Yes.
Co. And they were incredibly generous and amazing and inspiring, and also did our graphic design and all of this amazing stuff. So it was like we were talking about it. We weren't sure. We went to one venue. We were like, is this going to work out? Maybe it won't. And then all of a sudden, it did.
Yeah.
And Naomi knows these really fantastic musicians because she is one as well, and also her band, Midnight Chicken, which is just about to be at the Tamworth Country Music Festival, is going to be one of the headliners.
Oh, I don't know about headliners. But
It totally is.
I think, yeah, we do have a bunch of amazing bands coming. But I think, like, going back to your question about, like, what's the vibe of a festival that makes it so special, I think, like Alex said, it is a lot about that community thing. It's having great, amazing music, and then a lot of people coming together and jamming together, and just that community that's created around it. And I think that's one thing that we really want to try and foster in this, even though it's only 1 day as well, is just like try and create those spaces for jamming to happen where people can just make music as they want. And at Earp there are 2 or 3 separate spaces, so hopefully people, bring along your instruments or your voice or whatever, and hopefully some jams will spontaneously pop up. I guess, like, at the other festivals, for example, the National Folk Festival, one of my favourite things to do is just stay up till 3 a.m. every night in this session bar that has 20 jams happening simultaneously. And it's just...
Wow.
It's chaotic joy again. But it's just,
the perfect amount of chaos. Very organised chaotic joy it will be.
That's it.
And it might be worth a mention that although this is not officially part of the Carrington Folk Festival, there is a ukulele group that's meeting in Carrington that morning.
Oh, beautiful.
And they were quite happy for us to mention them. That's going to be at the
bowling club.
Yes, at the Carrow Bowling Club. And we're hoping, like, just by that alone, that there's going to be people jamming out that morning. It just was so serendipitous. Exciting things are to come.
Yeah,
and
beautiful.
The tickets deals are great. And it's not going to be limited to the 4 amazing acts, which I've told you, Midnight Chicken. Have we mentioned the other ones? Do you want to mention them?
Yeah. I'd love to. Yes. We have Luke William Wright. He is a beautiful, beautiful mandocello player. So it's like a mandolin, but has the notes of a cello and is a bit bigger and beautifully resonant. And he's a stunning, gorgeous player. And has a set of original tunes that he's recently recorded, actually. So he has a beautiful album out as well. So if you want to go listen to that, called Chasing Tangents.
Yeah.
We also have Damien Wright, who lives here in Newcastle, and he is an incredible flamenco guitarist. Mind-boggling, that human. And he plays in a band called Banda Lucia. It's a flamenco band with, I think, often 1 or 2 guitars, a cajon player and a couple of dancers, I think is often their setup. I saw them at the National Folk Festival a couple of years ago, and I think I left. I walked out and saw all my Newcastle pals sitting against the wall of the venue, also just being like, whoa, I lived in Newcastle. And then since then I've had the privilege of meeting him and doing gigs at the venue that he organises, which is the bass and the Crooked Fiddle Band.
Yes.
So they are absolute party. Self-described Australian chainsaw folk. And I think that is one of the best genre descriptions I've ever heard. Chainsaw folk.
You gotta, maybe you could put a song on by them afterwards or something. I was listening to them on the train and they just make you want to dance.
Yeah,
it's just
we
so
love
much.
that.
There's a lot of fiddle. Which Naomi plays fiddle, which so that's probably and the Midnight Chicken Band is self-described free-range bluegrass, which I think is really clever. So lots of talent, lots of really established artists, several ARIA nominated acts.
Has an ARIA nomination.
So just and more to come. So.
Yeah. And I think there's going to be a pretty wide range of music as well, like say from Luke's solo mandocello set, which is stunningly beautiful, to like Crooked Fiddle Band, who are just the best party band. You're going to be like dancing all night, and Jess plays a fiddle with like a literal quiver on her back often and pulling out bows.
Wow.
And like she's awesome. They're all awesome. They're incredible musicians, Crooked Fiddle Band. So I think there's going to be a wide range genre-wise for people's tastes, and I think it's just really exciting that all these people have a connection to Newcastle. A lot of them live in Newcastle, or one person from the band, or all of them.
Naomi lives in Carrington. I live right here in Newcastle West. I walk in Carrington all the time. It's one of my favorite places. I actually think that when we were talking about different places to have an event, there's so many great things about that space. There's so many good restaurants. There's such a hard, strong community there. I just feel like there were so many good things about the island, as they call it, even though it's not officially an island. There's just so many good things about that space. And I believe we're still in the works, but I think there might even be an after party as well.
Excellent.
So that's TBA.
Yeah. There's a lot of things in the working.
There's a lot of things in the working.
Yeah. Amazing. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and congratulations on this first festival. I can't wait to see how it goes.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
This is where it sounds good.
Good stuff. The Texan cowboy Charlie Crockett will hit the stage at the Bar on the Hill in Newcastle this Sunday. Yeehaw! And we're giving away a ticket. To be in the running to win the double pass, all you need to do is hit the Facebook page, scroll down until you find the post and tag a mate. We'll announce the winners this Friday. Good luck. Not with the competition, just with life. House prices, cost of living. It's killing us. Good stuff.
That's it for the good stuff today. I'd love to say a big thank you to Alex and Naomi from the Carrington Folk Festival. If you want to win some tickets, be sure to jump into the comment section of this video and tag a mate. Thanks heaps for joining us. Good luck, and we'll see you tomorrow from 4 p.m. for more of the good stuff.